Good morning, everyone. It's Christine. How are you? Happy Friday. So, yes, 2 weeks of no school for my kids. That means the centers have school agers still at my center. I just want to say I'm praying for everyone across the United States because it's hard having school agers in your programs when you run 5 and under all day long, and then the school agers have to come in because they have no school, because parents do still have to work. So anyways, I wanted to talk about some fun things a couple weeks ago that happened. Oh my goodness, the kids at the other center. Usually I talk about my center because that's where I am the director and I'm the owner over there at my location, and then I own the other location. So in a minute, I'm going to talk about what happened with one of my little boys. He's hilarious. Oh my goodness, kids, they're so funny. But before we do that, I wanted to talk about a couple things I do for my reading group. I picked up a couple products that you can use with your kids at home or daycare kids. So I'm going to start with my reading group. I have an amazing reading group. I have like 6 kids in my reading group. These kids have been with me for a very, very long time. So they will definitely be reading by the time they get to kindergarten. They've already passed the preschool screening test, majority of like everything. And sometimes I have to up it. I have to up my curriculum because of these kids, because they've picked up so quickly. So one of the good things I do is I get my kids interactive into my program. So like on the wall, we have A through Z and we make a word wall. So every few years I have to make a word wall because I get these kids that came in when they were infants. So like 4 to 5 years later, I had to start teaching my kids how to read. So what I do is I actually buy the strips from the Dollar Tree and we'll cut them in half, and then the kids are going to write the words that we're learning to read. We're going to have the kids do it because it's interactive and it gets them involved and they're going to remember it better. So we actually do have the kids write the words for the word wall. Then when we're learning to read, I make mini books and stuff. I bought them. These are called the reading highlighters, and they're actually at the Dollar Tree, and they're going to get their own one with their own name on it. And that way they also have one at school, but they have one to take home with their parents so they can read with their parents. Good morning, Tia. Hi, Christy. How are you today? And then I talked about this before for budget-wise. I don't buy everything I see in multiples. Like when I go to the Dollar Tree or into Target, I buy one of it. And that way, if I want to photocopy it or get ideas or change the curriculum a little bit, I'll go into the Dollar Tree and I will grab their little book. So if I see one, it'll be this one's first words to make sure we're on track and it follows what the school district's doing. This one has to do with sight words. So I grabbed that, and then I grabbed the reading readiness book too. Now this is for my more advanced kids. These are for the older ones with the reading group, but that way I can modify some of the activities for my younger kids. Because a couple weeks ago, my littlest younger ones, they're not ready to read, but we're working on learning their sounds and stuff. We're gonna do a reading group for them. Good morning, Shelby, how are you today? That's what I do for them. Now let's talk about classroom management. These are also at the Dollar Tree. I do sticker charts and stuff for the kids to get them to follow through during the day. They can earn 2 to 3 stickers a day, but I do get the word sticker charts. This one has llamas on it. They fill the whole chart out. They right now is working towards treasure chest. I've given out ice cream coupons last year. I've given out Christmas gifts. They can open up their Christmas gifts. I do tons of little things throughout the month just to get them motivated, to keep them on track, because schedule is so important. So after circle time, they can get a sticker after lunchtime, if they're really good during nap time, just things to motivate them. If they want a tea light too, we gotta hand out tea lights during nap time so they can sit and look at their tea light when they fall asleep. And that is a really good trick if you've got some kids that you just will not stop moving. If you get a tea light on their cot and just sit next to them, they'll start watching the tea light and they'll start calming their body down themselves. The other thing I got, and this is thank you, Terry. Terry's gonna watch this today. She's from New York. She's amazing. I do have kids that are sensory in my centers, and we do a lot of stuff. I try to find stuff that'll help them. Terry saw this. She bought it for her in-home kids, and I'm gonna see if I can pull one out today. These are so cool. These are for kids that fidget all the time, the ones that do need to calm their bodies down. And I think I am gonna try this for nap time, because I still have some kids, sometimes the tea lights don't always work. They have those days and they're like, forget the tea light, I'd rather chuck it across the room. I don't know if they chuck it, but they do move it. So let's see, this is what I got. You can see it, it's a heart, and they have these bubbles, and you push the bubbles. So I just flipped it to the other side and you push the bubbles through. So you've got kids that you need to calm down. This would be a good activity while you're getting other kids down for nap. And then you just flip it over and you can go back. I just think this is amazing. I think this is a great idea. Thanks, Terry, for sharing. But I bought a set of 4. So when my husband was like, what's in that package that came from Amazon? I was like, I don't know. And he's like, you don't know? I'm like, I ordered a couple things. And he's like, good Lord. There you go again. Hey, my Amazon driver is always gonna have a job. That's the best thing ever, right? I'm serving him by ordering so he can keep his job. And so anyways, I'm gonna tell you what these are called. These are called Push Pop Bubble Fidget Toys. They're toys for kids. So this is what I would highly recommend. It came in a pack of 4. These are for kids also with diagnoses and stuff. This will help your kids for fine motor skills. So I highly recommend getting it. Good morning, Holly. How are you today? Thanks for watching. Let's see. So let's talk about my kids that went on a treasure hunt. My assistant a couple weeks ago was at the other center, and I usually talk about a lot of funny stuff at my center, and she happened to be over, and the other day she was like, you're not going to believe what happened. I said, what? She goes, I went outside to sub for a couple minutes for the teacher, and the kids, 3 of them were holding tons of coins, and I was like, what are you doing? Now, these are my preschool kids. And she's like, what are you guys doing? And the one little boy's like, I found them. And she's like, well, where did you find them? And he goes, in my mom's purse. And she's like, you took your mom's money? And he's like, well, I just found them. Well, they were burying them on my playground in the sand. She had caught them like burying them, and him and 2 of his friends they were on a treasure hunt. Now, obviously, we know they can't keep doing that because I've got younger kids that go on the playground that could choke on them. So she had explained to the little boy that he could not bring coins, and the coins were not to be buried there, but they brought their imagination to school, going on a treasure hunt on my playground. So what do you think I'm gonna do? I'm actually getting them toy coins. I do have them, and I'm taking them over there so they can actually go on a treasure hunt where it's safe and no one can choke on actual coins. But sometimes we have to facilitate them to make it a safe environment, and they still get to do what they wanna do, because the kids learn more if it's driven by their imagination. So if you find an activity that they like, or like if they like dinosaurs, or like I put up the flower shop for Valentine's month, I always put up a flower shop. It's hilarious watching them because they get the money out, they get the register out, they start buying flowers from each other. And oh my gosh, I found this fake green moss to put in there. I thought my teachers were gonna kill me. That's, I think, worse than the brown shredded paper from Dollar Tree. But anyways, I want you guys to think about that. Get their imagination going. Get them thriving. We want these kids to be brave. We want them to make great choices, and we want them to be our future leaders. They're going to take care of us. So what can you do to make them the best that they can be so we are safe when we are older? Anyways, you guys have an amazing day. Have a great weekend, and I wish you well. Thanks for watching.